Hey guys, it's Kyle here from GTNK Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a Runescape video. Right, so I know it's been quite some time since I've actually been on Runescape, but I thought I'd make a bit of a return to it because I know it was quite well received and a lot of people did actually enjoy the content. So what I'm bringing today is it's actually a Runescape review video, so whether this game is actually worth subscribing to or even worth giving a play. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, so RuneScape, where to describe it? Well, it's kind of, well, it's an MMORPG obviously. So there's a lot of players running around simultaneously doing their own thing. As you can see there's people doing fire making because there's a fire going. You've got Jenks over there, which is Rachel over at the bank. I think she's just taken something out. But yeah, it's a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, and there's quite a lot to it. As you can see on the top left-hand side, you have all the skills. These are things you can train. So, for example, if you want to train attack, you need to be selecting attack, where is it? Here, and attack enemies. So, for example, cows. So, if you were attacking the cows, then you gain the level in that skill. You gain experience points. And it's vice versa for each skill. Okay, so for example, you train archery, you use a bow, and you kill things with a bow. You train in fire making, you make fires, you cut down wood, like so. Just let it do its cutting, there we go. Higher level, the more trees you can cut. So, if we just, boom. There we go. And that's how you make a fire. You got things such as magic, smithing. With smithing, you're making armor essentially. Divination, that they can apply various buffs to your character, and also when you get that to level 80, you get access to the new skill, which is being Invention Construction. There is player housing in the game, which is pretty cool, and it is quite entertaining to do. But it's very costly. Hunter, you're just hunting animals, you're trapping them. Summoning, you summon like creatures, pets, combat pets, things like that. Slayer, that's basically another combat skill. And you have quite a lot of skills. For example, agility, you can take shortcuts, things like that. Herb law, you're making potions. So yeah, there is actually quite a lot to do in the game. And it is a pretty decent game. They've recently introduced raiding as well. Well, I wouldn't say recently, they introduced that the other year, and it was a really good addition to the game. And a lot of people did, really enjoy the raiding. I'm not going to lie to you guys, RuneScape is starting to go quiet. Well, RS3 is anyway. So, RuneScape 3, the most modern version of RuneScape, is going a bit quiet. It's not as played as it used to be. A lot of people nowadays are playing 07, or what it's called 07. It's basically the older version of RuneScape. It's a lot more popular than RuneScape 3. And, I mean, I prefer 07 over RS3, but at the same time, I do enjoy RS3. Currently, I'm running the, what's the PTX? They named it PTX or something. NXT. Yeah, it's called the NXT. Basically, it is the advanced version of the RuneScape client. Better graphics, as you can see. You can see that building over there, where previously you wouldn't be able to on the previous launcher. So they have introduced quite a bit. This game is regularly updated. They do bring out regular events, for Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. There is an event at the minute, is there? I've just had Rachel inform me there's an event at the minute, Birth by Fire. Go and burn stuff. Really? Huh. So Rachel's just informed me that basically this is largely a fire making event. I'm guessing that's due to the bonfire night that's recently come by. So obviously they've done something for that. It seems alright. Let's have a look. Burn embers. Yeah. And you can get various rewards for doing that event. But in all honesty, I do find RuneScape hard to do videos on because for me, because I've played it that long, it just doesn't seem that there's that much I can actually do. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go over there and do some fire making while I talk to you guys. But, you know, I mean, there's plenty of customization options. So if you like cosmetics, you know, there are systems where you can get the cosmetics. You know, I mean, for example, I've got a cape, which is the old school cape. Well, you know, and that cost a bit of money from, well, a bit of gold, sorry, from a clothing vendor. But I mean, it's a pretty decent cape over anything else. But I think the main thing of RuneScape is your training, your grinding. You know, you're getting them skills, you're getting them levels up for better gear. I'd say it's basically a gear collector and a bit of a grind. It is good fun, but like I said, the social aspect is starting to die a little bit because it's just not as big as it used to be, and that, you know, that's a sad thing to say. There we go. But yeah, you know, I mean, all in all, guys, I can openly say that this game is worth playing, but you need to go into it on a fresh perspective. So, you know, it's not like every other game. The combat style is, you know, quite different as well. So I'll quickly go show you that, actually. So let's go over here and we'll show you the combat when he decides to stop. So, with an enemy, it's largely mouse control, so middle mouse button to move around, you click, you know, you right click things to bring down the menu. But yeah, so here's some hostiles. What you do is you can right click attack, or you can just, obviously when that sword symbol shows up, go up to it, attack. I need some runes. I forgot my runes. So, I'm a magic user, and so in order to use magic you need what's called runes, unless you're using a staff. I tend to use one just for the sake of better defense, you know, it's very stat based. So if I grab some of them, and then go to there, and there we go. Right, now I will go show you the combat. So, it is essentially kind of like tab targeting. So for example, you click it, bloody thing. There we go. Right, and then it attacks. Okay, and you can click them, and it will do a little more damage. They're like your special abilities. So for example, you can chain these together, being one. Oh, enemies are dying too quickly. There we go. So there are various things you can use, and that's just magic, you know. So the game is quite in depth. And another thing is making money in RuneScape. This is one massive thing that people always ask on YouTube, is how can I make gold in RuneScape? There are many different ways, okay? So obviously with gold it means you can get better gear such as dragon, you know, things like that. I mean, I'm currently wearing, I've got a Griffolic wand, skeletal top, mystic shield, things like that. I do need to change my shield because it's a little bit outdated. But, you know, there are so many options in this game. There are so many things that you can actually do. You know, that if you're willing to put the time into it, where, you know, you can really get gripped into the great game. Because it is genuinely a good game. You know, and there's, like I said, there's a lot to do in it. So, for example, you're doing combat, you get bored of combat, you think, fuck it, I want to go train a skill. You know, so you decide to go do wood cutting, rune crafting. You know, with rune crafting you can make a shit ton of gold. But the reason of, you're making runes, and that's things that people constantly need. So if you're making them runes, and you're putting them up on the marketplace, then people are going to buy them. You know, and that's how you're going to make your gold. And that's how you can get better gear. I mean, obviously, with RuneScape Free, you have free accounts, and you have members accounts. So, with free accounts, there are limitations to what skills you can train, what quests you can do. So, you have questing in this game, okay, and these are all your quests. There are a shit ton. Okay, so if we go up to free users, so these are all the quests that free users can do. Okay, that's it. Alright, so there's not actually that many that free users can do. I mean, that in all, so that's about a month worth of gameplay in all of them. Okay, then you have all the quests that members can do, and this is from this point below. There is a shit ton. That's years of gameplay. There is an absolute bomb load for you to do. Okay? Also, you have things like challenges, your daily challenges, which you'll get assigned. You know, like 10 beacons, run the agility course, create mining urns. You know, there's all sorts of things this game throws at you for you to do, and it does break up the bit of the mundane grind, you know, because like I said previously, this game is a grind fest. So if you're not that into grinding, I would honestly say this game is not for you. Okay, but if you like games where you have to grind, put the effort in, and then you see the achievement after, then yeah, this game's for you guys, you know. Like I said though, there are, you know, to extend on the free users and members. So with the free users, obviously you get limited quests. Not only that, but you get limited skills as well. There are some skills that you can only train to certain levels. So for example, you won't be able to train dungeoneering. That's a member skill, isn't it? Yeah. So you won't be able to train divination, you won't be able to train invention, you won't be able to train farm making, construction's limited, hunting you can't train, summoning is limited, slayer you can't train, runecrafting's limited, thieving you can't train, herblore you can't train, agility is limited, you know. So with a free users count, it's basically there so you can try out the game. Okay, there are quite a lot, you know, of things you can do as a free user. So it's not massively limited, but there are limitations in place. I would advise, if you've never played RuneScape before, get a free account, try it out, see it's for you. See if it's for you. You know, and I hope this video will help you to make a more conclusive decision whether this game is indeed for you. And let me think, what else can I mention? You have clan system in game, so obviously you can form groups and play together. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can really say about RuneScape, guys. But all in all, I hope this video has helped you make a bit of a conclusion whether this game is for you. So, we're going to go over some pros and cons now. So, pros. RuneScape has both free and a members based account, okay, which means you can try the game out for free. That is a good point. Okay, next, there are plenty of things you can do to split your time up. Also, there's an okay social element to it. There are still clans going, which is good, so if you want to get involved with a group you can, and there are raiding parties and things like that which you can join. Regular events. They do regular events, which is also another amazing thing they do, and it does again break up a little bit of that grind. Varying cosmetics. You do have varying cosmetics that you can wear. You have various armors, weapons. You can buy cosmetics from the loyalty store, which is basically, if you subscribe, you get what's called loyalty points every single month, which you can spend on things like cosmetics and things like that, and various useful items. So we're going to go on a few of the cons. Obviously, one of the biggest cons is the free accounts are somewhat limited, and there is only so much you can do in the game. So if you are thinking about playing RuneScape, you know, and you have been playing it for a while, then I would advise subscribing, so that way you get more out of your gameplay. It's a bit of a grind fest. You know, again, you've got that whole element of grinding, having to put a load of work in, only to see your skills level slightly when you start getting to higher levels. Next, the social element is starting to die, okay? And I hate to say it, I wouldn't say RuneScape is dead, but obviously it's nowhere near as popular as it used to be. 07 is by far more popular. And finally, you know, it's an old game, guys. You know, it may be getting regular updates, but it is still an old game, so it is sticking with old combat mechanics straight from the get-go. So all in all, guys, I hope this video has made you make a conclusion on whether or not you want to try RuneScape or continue to play it. All in all, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Kyle from GTNK Gaming, and I'm out.